Hi, Eddie,
Okay.
good morning. Hope you're doing well. I guess it's good afternoon for you over there. What time is it? 6 o'clock over there?
About yes,
About 6 o'clock.
yes.
Good. Well, if you don't mind, just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what your role is there in South Africa.
Okay, my name is Eddy Nkosi. I work at Southern Africa Bible College as a lecturer, counselor, and also dean of students. I'm also a minister or a preacher at the Davidton Church of Christ, but not only Davidton Church of Christ. I always call myself international minister. I minister everywhere around Southern African countries. So that's what basically I do in this area where we are.
Okay. So do you travel outside of South Africa quite a bit then?
I travel a lot to many regional countries that border with South Africa, such as Swaziland, uh, Botswana, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Zambia, Malawi, Tanzania. So those are places where I can say I'm able to minister.
Well, tell us a little bit about the coronavirus in South Africa and the steps the government's taking to alleviate that.
So as it is now, we are about 7,000 people that have been tested positive. Out of 7,000, I think about 2,600 people have recovered since through treatment and so on. And then we have about 139 or 40 deaths up to date. So something that really our government they're concerned about is the winter, because remember, our winter begins in 1st of June. It goes up to the last day of month of August. So we think that our peak is going to be reached around either end of June or even beginning of July. So the government now is preparing itself in trying to earmark places where, in case people had to be hospitalized, they'll be able to go to those places and be hospitalized and get the treatment. So that's what actually basically we are doing now. So the lockdown apparently is working in trying to buy time because we are looking at our peak during winter. So what's happening between now and September, we have different levels. When the lockdown was introduced on the 26th of, actually started on 26th of March, we are on level 5, whereby everybody had to be home. Only essential workers were allowed to go out of the house, but otherwise all of us had to be home. So last week, we came down to level 4. Level 4 means that certain shops can be open, like groceries. Well, groceries have been always open, but clothing stores to buy winter clothes, they've loosened up a little bit in level 4. We're allowed to move, but limited move, and we need to wear masks. That's the regulation. You cannot go outside without wearing a mask, otherwise you get arrested. You cannot go to any grocery store without wearing a mask, all right? There's a lot of sanitizing going on. There's a lot of social distance. All shops, all places that you go, there's on the floor, they put marks that only can stand here. You know, some shop is 2 meters away from each other. Some shop is 1.5 meters. Some is 1 meter. So that's what basically we've been now experiencing since last week as far as level 4. So after that, then we're gonna get into another level. If the infection actually is manageable, we might get into level 3, and then there's level 2. So level 1, they think we'll be able to reach in September. Level 1 is when everything's back to normal.
Where does the college open up in those phases?
Well, technically, Southern Africa Bible College as a private institution and having lower numbers of people, studying there and also working there, we can actually go back from the 1st of June. We can. We just have to prove to the government that we are less than 50. All right? So if we are less than 50 and you can prove that to them, they can allow us to go back and operate from 1st of June. But again, the challenge is, because the regulation also says that people who are older, we're talking about people from 60 or 65 years old going up, they are not allowed to go out or even go to work until September, until we reach that level 1, maybe in September. So if you look at Southern Africa Bible College, more than half of faculty and staff are around that age, that range, 60 above. So that's what gives a lot of challenges as to if you open in June and people from above 60 are not allowed to come, so how do you operate? So that's quite challenging. So we are praying about it. Brother Theo was just telling me not long ago that let's just wait and hear what the government says as things progress. But right now, what we are doing, because students, when they vacated campus, when the lockdown was announced back in March 20, I think it was announced on March 20, that's when the college was closed, they took their study guides for the semester. So within those study guides, they have what we call syllabus, all right, with classwork assignments and all that. So what they've been doing since then, they work on the assignments as they also read their study guides of every course. And then they send them via email to us. So online or in email, we are able to mark those assignments or grade those assignments and then send them back to them. Okay, and then as they do assignments and also study those study guides, they are able to ask questions via the phone us, via WhatsApp, or an available way of communicating with us. And we're able to answer those questions that they might have regarding their study guides as they're reading and work on assignments.
Okay, so even during the lockdown, the students who are quarantined or locked down at their own homes are able to do assignments and keep up with the schoolwork to a certain degree while they're away.
Yes, sir. That's the requirement. They are studying. So the college, talking about campus, is closed, but the teaching and the learning is still continuing.